Hello. It is Wednesday of the seventh week in Easter, the last week in Easter, and our reading today is out of the book of Hebrews, chapter 7, verses 1 to 17. Now, here, the writer of Hebrews expands upon what he's already talked about twice before, about Jesus being a priest after the order of Melchizedek. And here he explains what he means. And he talks about Melchizedek being a king of righteousness, his name meaning king of righteousness, his name meaning king of peace, king of Salem. And we can use those word studies and those word plays to give us an idea of Jesus through this typological use of Melchizedek. And the thing that I noticed here about this passage is that Jesus is a different kind of priest, and that things could not be brought to perfection or completeness through the Levitical priesthood, but they needed a priest like Jesus. They needed a priest who was a king, who was not tied somehow genealogically or through his mother or his father to his priesthood, but it was a unique priesthood. And, he's made us kings and priests to our God. And in the same way, our priesthood is not tied to our family, is not tied to our genealogy, but is in fact tied to Jesus. It's through him that we don't have to be a Levite or even a Jew, but we can be from every tribe and tongue and nation and be called a priest to our God. And we've been made kings. We are seated with him in heavenly places, and we are kings and priests to our God. Of course, the thing about our king and our priest is that he exercised his kingship, he established his kingship through sacrifice like a priest, but the sacrifice of himself on the cross. And we do the same thing because we're called to take up our cross daily and follow him, as Paul says, to present our bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable, which is our reasonable or our spiritual service. So we're called to our kingship and our priesthood, modeling after Jesus. And I think that's something that we need to remember. That, again, we're not tied to our genealogy, that we're called from everywhere to be in Christ and to reign with him and to be priests with him. But it requires us to model ourselves after Jesus and how he did it. I want to encourage you with that today, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.